Namaste, Creative Yogis. How you all doing out there? And how are you feeling now that you've come out the other side of the Lionsgate portal? I have to say, I feel a lot lighter and a lot fresher. So definitely went through something there. And at the time that I was doing it, I actually felt quite exhausted. I felt really quite drained. It was a very deep dive this time around for me personally. So hopefully you got a chance to really take the time, because I know we're all really super busy people, but taking the time to explore your money story was what was on offer. And of course you don't have to, you can do it anytime is kind of what I'm saying. So that's why I created that workshop for you guys, so that when you do have the time and space to give to that journey, that body mapping journey, it's well worth taking the time to do it, because it's amazing what can come up for you and what you can clear away, so that you do actually step into your birthright, which is that prosperity. That is everybody's birthright. And it's amazing what blocks can be there, and and it's when things come to the surface, that's when you can heal and release this stuff. So it's a really, really powerful way of working with the body mapping, and so I do recommend it. But even just journaling and just taking the time to look at that particular story, your money story, I think it's really quite fascinating. So I did actually run a workshop on the Lionsgate, and the dialogues that were floating around the studio at the time, the ladies chatting amongst themselves, was actually about their relationship and how that relates to their money story, which of course it does. And it really got me thinking about that stuff. Of course, if you've gone through loss and have had to navigate either divorce or losing a partner in another way, of course that's going to have a massive impact on your finances. If you've been in conflict with somebody, like if you've had a messy divorce, we all know that we quite often use money as a way to kind of upset somebody, and sometimes it's to do with power and things like that. So there can be a lot of layers there that may come to the surface when you're looking at your money story. And then there's things like whether you have children, and whether you are the one that's responsible for the education of your children, and taking care of your children. There's that layer as well. And then of course in your relationship, if you are in one, are you the breadwinner of the partnership, or are you raising your children, and not working? And or maybe you are working as well, but all your money is going into the childcare, so you're not making much money for yourself, and that can cause a lot of resentment. There can be a lot of stuff coming up in those kind of dynamics. So looking at your relationship dynamics can be quite interesting and quite revealing. And so be compassionate with yourself as you go on this journey. You could be like myself, single, and being independent, and that has its own kind of things going on. So wherever you're at, whatever your story is, do have that compassion, as I said, about what comes up for you to be healed, and maybe some dialogues need to be had. You might discover that, and maybe it's about letting go of past experiences and releasing. And I know for myself there was some of it did come up for me about my past, and just forgiving, and just moving on, just forgiving and releasing. And that my current story is nothing to do with the past. Things have shifted quite significantly for me, and so I'm in a different place now, and it's recognizing that. So that's something that I kind of experienced from going through it. So as I say, I do feel a lot lighter, and a lot more energy. I just feel like I've come back to myself again after being on this very, very deep journey. I think it took a lot out of me, I think. So, you know, that's what's so interesting about doing this stuff is we want to kind of get lighter and lighter and lighter and happier and happier and happier in ourselves. So let's choose a card for you today. Let's choose one. What do the creative yogis need to know right now? I pulled out the color cards for you today. I think because of all this color I've been working with my painting. And by the way, just to let you know, it took me 3 weeks to do this particular body mat. So it is quite a thing. You can take as long or as short as you need to kind of get to the insides. Alright, so what do the creative yogis need to know right now? Okay, I've chosen the colour pink for you. Beautiful. This is about unconditional love. So what's so nice about pink is that you can wear it, you know, and it softens the heart space. It's a beautiful colour. And I was actually encouraged to get pink sheets for my bed when I was going through something at the time to help so that you're surrounded by pink when you're sleeping. And, you know, colours have a frequency, a vibration. And so the colour pink helps to open up the heart chakra and help us to really start to heal ourselves, because unconditional love is essentially the healing energy. So whenever we get this card, it's an indication that we need to spend some time with self and to soften into our heart space and just allow that beautiful healing energy to flow through our lives. Alright, so that's what I was saying about compassion. Compassion needs to be there when we're dealing with our money story, most definitely. Alright, okay, so that's it for me today. Keeping it short and sweet. Have a lovely week. Namaste, creative yogis.